Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lucia and this is Lulu's Leaves. In today's video, we are going to be going over some tips and tricks for keeping your plants alive during the winter time. I have been pretty successful in keeping my plants super happy over the winter time, and actually I've seen a lot more growth in the winter than I usually do in the summer, which is really strange. I think my plants think I live in a different dimension, but yeah, I definitely want to go through some of those with you so I can help you out if you are struggling. This is also going to be a really great video for those of you who are just starting out in the plant community, and if this is your first winter with houseplants. I'm going to go over all of the basics, and hopefully I'll remember everything that I want to say because there's a lot to go over. Funny enough, while I'm making this video, it's actually snowing for the first time in my city, so it's pretty obvious that this video is a little bit overdue because it's basically winter now. Before I do get into all of those tips and tricks though, if you guys are not already subscribed to my channel, definitely click that button down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you think that it was helpful, and also if you'd like to join as a member and just talk with me a little bit more personally, and also join an awesome Discord group chat, you can do so by clicking that join button down below or the link in the description if you don't see the join button. Also, I have my winter skin on, my scaly winter skin. So we're going a little bit more natural to let my skin breathe today. But yeah, let's get on into the video. So the first thing that we definitely need to discuss is lighting. As you guys know, winter tends to be a lot darker and the days are a lot shorter. So your plants aren't getting that 12 hours of natural sunlight a day. One of the ways that you can improve your plant's lighting situation is by putting them closer to a window. I definitely recommend that you do this even if you're going to follow the next step, because winter can be really harsh on your plants if they're not getting enough light. You won't notice the effects immediately because a lot of plants can live in a dark room for a week or so and be fine, but if they're dealing with the darkness all winter long, you are going to see some long-term effects. And we definitely don't want to slow down the growth of your plants completely, because while this isn't technically the growing season, I do find we can still get a lot of great growth from our plants in the winter. In order to really solidify that lighting and make sure that your plants are super duper happy, it's really important that you get yourself some grow lights. This is especially important if you are living in something like a basement apartment. You definitely want to get some grow lights. I know personally the windows in my apartment are not big enough to support the number of plants that I have. If I put everything by the window, I would have no window space left and I wouldn't be able to see outside. So with that being said, I really do suggest that you guys get yourself some grow lights. I have tried so many different types of grow lights in the past year or so. I actually have grow lights running in the summer as well, because there are trees outside of my big windows that actually block all the sunlight in the summer. And I actually get more light in the winter, which is funny, but that's not the case for most of you guys. Today's video is actually sponsored by Mother. Mother has created these absolutely beautiful modular grow lights. The two biggest reasons I am obsessed with these grow lights is the fact that they are super eco-friendly and have amazing warranty, and they're also really freaking beautiful. So many grow lights out there are just so ugly, if I'm being honest, and I'm so excited to finally have something that is going to allow my house to still look like a home this winter and not like a spaceship. The lights are also splash proof. They are a 32-watt bulb, and the light that they give off is a super natural tone, so you don't have to worry about any pink lighting or any blue lighting. It is very natural and easy on the eyes. What makes these lights so sustainable is the fact that they are made to last over 8 years. And if they do run out or the light breaks, you can actually just replace that light panel and you don't have to replace all of the extra materials. So it is a super eco-friendly way to make sure that your plants are getting the light that they want. And that's super important to me as a plant lover and as, you know, a planet lover. If you want to learn more about the Mother grow lights, definitely go check out the link down in the description below, where you can pick one up for yourself. I don't make any money from you guys purchasing this grow light, but I definitely do recommend it, as it is definitely the most pretty grow light I've seen on the market. Thank you so much to Mother for sponsoring this video. Let's get on into the next topic, which is heat. Obviously, in this part of the world, it does get very cold during the winter. If this is not a problem that you have, if you're somewhere that is warm all year round, you do not need to worry about this portion. But if you live in a 4 seasons country, you're definitely going to want to listen to this. It's really, really important that your rooms are hot enough to keep your plants alive. And I don't mean hot because hot is not really great for any plant, but what you do want is to keep your room definitely above 15 degrees Celsius. The ideal range for most houseplants would be about 20 to 25 degrees. So if you can keep your house at that approximate range, they're going to grow the best that they can, and they're also not going to feel the same shocking effects of winter. They may not even notice if you follow all of these steps. It's definitely going to depend on the type of heat that you use, but it's definitely recommended that you keep your plants away from any heat vents. This is really, really important. When you are heating your house, it is going to become a little bit more dry, and if your plants are sitting right beside that heat vent, they are going to dry up like a crisp really, really quickly. And there's nothing that you can do to stop that. Watering it is not going to stop it from drying up if there's a constant heat source just blazing on that plant. It's probably also a fire hazard, so definitely just keep your plants away from the heat vents. Once you've sorted out your heat and you have it at a comfortable temperature for your plants, you are going to want to take a look at humidity. Humidity tends to be an issue in the winter just because it tends to be more dry outside in general. Especially depending on the type of heat, you are going to get some serious humidity issues. The best way to combat this is with humidifiers. You guys know I'm not really there for the whole room humidifiers. I don't love lugging a giant humidifier around to fill it up and spilling all over my floor. But there are some great options. I'll have them linked down below as well so that you guys can check them out. But if you can't get a humidifier or you don't want to use one, you can also supplement your plants by misting them. A lot of people find that this isn't super effective, but I have never had any issues misting my plants. They've only ever appreciated me for it. So definitely, if you are not going the humidifier route, which I do technically recommend, I would definitely mist your plants at least once every single day. In my experience, I've been able to keep my plants pretty happy as long as the humidity is about 50%. If you have anything over that, that's fantastic. But as long as you can maintain a humidity level of about 50%, your plants will be just fine. And if you have any plants that need a little bit more humidity, they probably need a little bit more humidity during the summer too. So you're probably already on top of it, but greenhouses work really, really great for plants who need extra humidity. Also, cloches work nicely if you have just one small plant that needs a little bit of extra humidity. But the Plantea humidifiers that you guys have seen on my channel lots in the last little bit are also really great for just focusing on a couple plants. Next up, I want to talk about watering. Watering your plants is going to be very different during the winter than it is during the summer. This can change depending on the type of heat that you have and if you're not following all of these other steps. In the summer, it's usually pretty hot, and that heat contributes to drying out your plants really quickly. But if you are heating your house during the winter and you're not using a humidifier to keep the humidity high enough in the room, you are also going to have this issue. It's really important that you evaluate your own plant and check to see if it's drying out really quickly during the winter or if it's not. If it's not drying out super quickly, you're going to want to cut back on your watering. Most of the time, you do cut back on watering in the winter, but in the past, when I've had baseboard heating, things have actually dried out faster. So it is really a person-to-person thing. I do recommend if you are new to the houseplant hobby and you're not really comfortable knowing when to water your plants, that you get a moisture meter. That is the best way to know when you should water your houseplants. So with that being said, I wouldn't automatically go and change your entire watering schedule, but I would make sure that you are staying on top of your watering and making sure that nothing's drying out too quickly or that you're not overwatering and giving your plant root rot. The final thing that I want to talk about is pest management. If you guys haven't seen my last video, I did actually talk about what I do to get rid of pests. So I think that's a really important one for you guys to go check out if you've never had to treat for pests. But it's really important that before you go into the winter season, that you just do a quick wipe down of all of your plants. Check your plants for pests so that you can take care of them before you start a new season. I love doing this. It can be super helpful to just go ahead and do an overhaul of everything so that you don't have to worry about it until the next season. I obviously do like to do little checks throughout, and if you see some leaves that are getting dusty, definitely wash them off. But it's a really great idea to just do it all over a couple days and you're set for at least a month or two. My favorite method to prevent pests is to use either Safer's insecticidal soap or Safer's End-All, depending on the pests you might see. I just like to spray everything and wipe it down, wash it off with water. I usually do this when I need to water my plants so that I can do it at the same time. It makes it really, really easy. But yeah, that is definitely my preferred method. Again, go check out my last video if you want to see it in action. But if you guys have any tips of your own, please leave them down in the comments below so that all of you guys can go check them out. I will be hearting every comment that I agree with. If there's something that I don't necessarily agree with, I may not leave a heart on it. So if you want my stamp of approval, you will see my little like on that comment. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Also subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out on any future content. But that is going to be all for me, guys. Thank you so much for sticking around for this video. Thank you again to Mother for sponsoring today's video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.